Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Let me ask you something. Why do some men, even without looks, money, or status, still have women gravitating toward them, while others who seem to have it all get ignored, ghosted, or placed in the friend zone? The truth is uncomfortable, but once you understand it, you'll never look at attraction the same way again, because every woman deep down is looking for something she can feel, not something she can see. You've been told women want confidence, but that's not the full truth. What women really crave is emotional certainty, a man who radiates an unshakable calm even when life tests him, the kind of man who doesn't chase validation because he already knows his worth. When a woman senses that, her walls drop, her guard melts, and she finds herself choosing you, even if she doesn't fully understand why. This isn't about manipulation or pretending to be someone else. It's about emotional mastery, the rare ability to stay grounded in your masculine energy while the world around you spins. Most men lose that power the moment they start caring too much about what she thinks. That's when attraction dies, because the moment you place her opinion above your own peace, she subconsciously feels unsafe, not because you're weak, but because you've made her your emotional compass. And no woman wants that job. If you want her to choose you over every other man, stop trying to prove yourself. Start observing yourself. Watch how quickly you seek approval. Notice how easily you react. Then choose stillness instead. Stillness is powerful. It communicates, I am enough. And before we dive deeper, if you're serious about mastering this kind of inner strength, make sure to like this video and subscribe, because what we're about to uncover next, most men never learn in a lifetime. You see, attraction isn't built on what you do. It's built on what you embody, the energy you carry, the boundaries you set, the peace you refuse to lose. And once you learn how to control that energy, everything changes. The way you walk, the way you speak, and the way women respond to you. It's not magic, it's psychology, and it's your greatest untapped power. Every woman, whether she admits it or not, is drawn to a man who feels anchored. You see, in a world where everyone's chasing attention, validation, and fleeting highs, emotional groundedness has become a rare currency. And when you have it, you instantly stand out. You don't even need to say much. She feels it the moment she's around you. That quiet, commanding energy that says, I'm not here to impress, I'm here to connect. This is what I call the masculine calm. It's not arrogance, it's not dominance, it's the ability to stay emotionally stable even when someone tests you. And trust me, women will test you. Not because they're cruel, but because subconsciously they want to know if you can handle life, if you can handle them. When you react defensively, get angry, or try too hard to win her over, she sees a man who's easily thrown off balance. But when you smile, stay centered, and respond with quiet confidence, she feels something primal, safety, respect, attraction. You become the man who doesn't chase chaos. He regulates it. The one who doesn't need constant reassurance because his validation comes from within. That's magnetic. That's masculine. And the beauty is, it doesn't depend on looks, status, or age. It's something you can develop by mastering emotional control. Ask yourself, what happens when a woman pulls away? Do you panic, overthink, or text more? Or do you pause, breathe, and give space, not out of fear, but out of strength? Because the man who's comfortable with space is the man who never loses his value. He knows his worth isn't up for negotiation. That's the type of man a woman will choose over everyone else, every single time. This power isn't loud. It's not about showing off or acting alpha. It's subtle. It's in how you move, how you hold eye contact, how you listen without rushing to fill silence. A woman feels your presence long before she falls for your words. And if that presence feels solid, you become unforgettable. The truth is, attraction doesn't start in her body. It starts in her nervous system. When you bring peace, she feels safe to be feminine. When you bring chaos, she retreats. You don't have to chase her. Just master the calm she craves, but rarely finds. Now, let's go deeper. Because here's the truth most men never hear. A woman doesn't fall in love with your potential. She falls in love with how she feels when she's around you. You can say all the right things, have the right goals, even look the part. But if she senses emotional instability, something inside her quietly pulls away. It's instinctive. Her biology is wired to seek emotional security. And when you master that, you become the man every woman wants, but few ever meet. Think about it. How many times have you seen a woman leave a man who gave her everything only to fall for someone who gave her very little? It's not logic, it's emotion. The second man might not have been richer or better looking, but he had a calm, self-assured energy that made her feel something she couldn't explain. He didn't need her approval. He didn't demand her attention. He existed with quiet confidence, and that's what her emotions responded to. Emotional mastery is not about suppressing feelings. It's about understanding them. You can feel anger, fear, desire, but you don't let them own you. You become the observer, not the prisoner. When a woman says something to test your confidence, maybe she questions your intentions, teases you, or challenges you. Most men react from ego. They argue, defend, or withdraw. But the emotionally grounded man smiles. He listens. He doesn't need to prove a thing. That's strength in its purest form, restraint, because real confidence isn't loud, it's quiet. It's how you hold yourself when the world doubts you. It's how you respond when she gives you silence. It's how you stay kind even when she's distant. And that emotional consistency, that's what separates a man she dates from a man she chooses. You see, she doesn't want perfection. She wants peace. The kind of peace that says you can be yourself here. I'm not going anywhere just because things get uncomfortable. That's when her feminine energy blooms. That's when she feels safe to open up. You stop being another option. You become her emotional home. And here's the paradox. The less you need her to choose you, the more likely she will. Because neediness repels, but certainty attracts. You're not chasing her. You're inviting her into your world. Here's something powerful. Women don't choose men based on surface attraction alone. They choose men who can make them feel safe in uncertainty. Because modern dating is full of noise, games, ghosting, endless options. But the man who stands out is the one who gives her emotional clarity. The one who isn't pulled into the chaos, but brings a sense of direction through it. That's why women are drawn to men who move with intention. Intention is everything. It's not about being perfect. It's about knowing who you are and what you stand for. When you approach her, do it with authenticity, not performance. When you speak, mean it. When you make promises, keep them. A woman can tell when a man is saying things just to get something from her, but when you speak from a place of truth, calm, honest, grounded, her intuition feels it before her mind even processes it. A man who knows his direction is a man she can follow emotionally. You don't need to dominate her. You need to lead yourself. That's the kind of leadership that awakens something deep within her feminine energy. Because when you know where you're going, she doesn't have to wonder where she stands. And that is rare in today's world. A man who can handle life's storms without losing his center. But let me warn you, emotional mastery will be tested. The more calm and grounded you become, the more life will throw situations to test your control. A woman might pull back just to see if your calm is real or performative. Most men fail here. They beg, panic, or lash out. But the man who passes the test, he stays composed. He knows his worth doesn't decrease just because someone steps away. That kind of man is unforgettable. Women remember men who made them feel safe to be themselves. The man who didn't flinch when they were emotional. The one who could listen without trying to fix everything. That's masculine strength to hold space for. Emotion without losing balance. You become her calm in a world full of chaos. And that's the man she chooses over every other. Not because of what he gives her, but because of what he awakens inside her. There's a moment in every woman's heart, a quiet, private moment, when she realizes a man is different. Not because of what he says, not even because of what he does, but because of how she feels when he's around. She feels seen, not in a flattering, ego-driven way, but in a deeply human way. That's the moment attraction transforms into connection. And it happens when you, as a man, stop trying to impress and start understanding her emotional world. Here's the truth most men never understand. Women crave emotional depth. They might flirt with surface level attraction, but they bond through emotional resonance. If you can understand her silence, her tone, her hesitation, if you can sense when she's overwhelmed or withdrawn and respond with calm instead of criticism, she'll trust you more than any smooth talker ever could. Because every woman has met the man who talks. Few have met the man who truly feels. But that kind of presence comes from your own healing. You can't make her feel safe if you haven't learned to make yourself feel safe first. You can't give peace while you're still battling your own chaos. That's why emotional control isn't weakness, it's maturity. You're not ignoring emotion, you're mastering it. You understand your triggers, you manage your reactions, and you bring stillness instead of storm. This is the energy of a man who's done his inner work, who doesn't project his past onto women, who doesn't punish a new connection for what an ex did, who doesn't run from vulnerability because he's finally comfortable with himself. That's the man she'll choose, not out of excitement, but out of peace, because peace to a woman is the ultimate sign of strength. The truth is, attraction fades when a man's emotions feel unpredictable, but it deepens endlessly when he feels emotionally safe. Not cold, not detached, just stable. You become the eye of the storm, not the storm itself. And here's the secret. When she feels that stability, she naturally opens. She softens. She gives more, trusts more, and chooses you with both heart and mind. Because deep down, every woman is searching for one thing: a man whose presence feels like home. When a woman finally chooses a man, truly chooses him, it's not because he said all the right words or played some perfect role. It's because his presence made her feel safe to surrender, safe to let go of the mask she wears with everyone else. That's the ultimate gift you can give her. Not excitement, not grand gestures, but peace. Because peace is the rarest form of attraction in a world addicted to drama. You see, most men think they need to compete to be louder, richer, more impressive than the next guy. But real power doesn't compete. Real power attracts. When you're emotionally grounded, you create an invisible pull that no one else can replicate. You stop chasing, and she starts noticing. You stop proving, and she starts trusting. Because the moment you stop trying to convince her you're valuable, she begins to feel that value on her own. And that's the shift from needing to be chosen to choosing yourself first. When you become emotionally whole, you don't fear rejection anymore. You don't crumble when things end. You know your peace is not up for negotiation. You become the man who can walk away, not out of ego, but out of self-respect. And ironically, that's when women lean in the most, because they can sense when a man's confidence comes from within, not from her response. So if you want her to choose you over every other man, don't chase her body, influence her emotions, don't mirror her chaos, embody, calm. Don't speak to her mind, speak to her nervous system. Because when a woman feels emotionally safe with you, she'll fall deeper than logic could ever explain. You won't need to convince her, she'll feel it uncontrollably. Remember this: a man's greatest power isn't in his words, his looks, or his achievements. It's in his emotional control. The ability to be steady when life, love, and people around him are not. That's what separates men who are remembered from those who are forgotten. That's the kind of man she'll choose, protect, and stay loyal to. If this message spoke to you, don't just scroll past, reflect, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And if you're ready to become that man, one who radiates calm, purpose, and quiet strength, make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned, because this is just the beginning of your transformation. Information.